Keep your eyes peeled for trouble, Ace.
Welcome back. I just included this section at the start to showcase one of Privateer's more irritating misfeatures. Namely that because it doesn't have a landing clearance system, and one lands by flying into an
now entering an automatic landing.
One of those, and
militia to base, enemy
remaining there for about 5 seconds or so, it means that in the situation which I was in there, in which you spawn with an enemy on the other side of a landing zone from you, you can't actually fly towards them in a straight line, because if you do, you will be forcibly landed. This is, of course, extremely irritating, though I don't think in that particular case I would have made much difference. I doubt I could have got to him even flying in a straight line before the Confederation militia killed him. Something which was also the case in another engagement I had, where pirate talons were engaged with bounty hunter demon fighters, who also finished them off before I got into weapons range. I haven't included that encounter in the video because mostly it was just me flying towards some small specks on the screen, and I never really got into any kind of range or got a good look at a demon. I'm quite interested to see what the demon looks like when we get there, but I imagine that won't be my last chance to do that. This was the only real fight in my patrol, so we're doing 2 7 nav point patrol, and by 2 I mean I'm getting paid twice for patrolling the same 7 nav points in New Detroit. It does make a certain amount of sense to me that the New Detroit and New Constantinople systems, in which I've had very easy patrol missions, would be very easy to patrol, in the sense that those are heavily populated systems which are the centre of the Federation's power in Gemini, so therefore they'll be well protected and the number of pirates will be quite low. And also, of course, there are lots of missions on the missions board to patrol New Constantinople and New Detroit, and those are well paid, so any pirates that do get through will largely run into freelancers like me who are doing patrols for money and won't have a very long lifetime anyway. Having done the patrols in New Detroit, we're now off to the Liverpool refinery in the Newcastle system, which is where Sandoval wants me to take this cargo of iron. That's a bit of an odd one, since...
Prepare to be searched. Maintain speed and course. No contraband detected. You may proceed.
Iron is one of the production units of the refinery. It's one of the things refineries sell, and in any case we're being paid far more than any load of iron has ever fetched. Especially since we're only carrying 10 units of it. We have an idiom, a stock phrase in British English, coals to Newcastle, which refers to the activity of taking a product to somewhere where it is produced, plentiful and unnecessary. And I don't know if the Origin writers were familiar with it, but it does amuse me somewhat that it's Newcastle that we're taking these coals, or in our case iron, to. Now the obvious conclusion would be that Sandoval has us running some kind of contraband and it isn't actually iron in our cargo hold. But we are scanned for that twice in this journey, and that doesn't raise any objections. So if he's a smuggler, he's a very good one. Anyway, we do have another fight here, but again, it's 2 on 3. We have 2 militia pilots and me against these 2 talons. And actually, I said militia, but I don't think they are. I believe they're Confederation regulars, in as much as they are flying gladii rather than talons. And they seem to have a plentiful number of homing missiles in their arsenal, since you've already seen 1 hit a talon, and there'll be another one along in a couple of minutes. I blew the Gladius in standoff, of course, and I hated its guts. But against the Talons, it's certainly a superior fighter, and they aren't going to have too much trouble here. I would say without me, but actually mostly they did the fighting without me anyway. I did some damage, but I think the missiles would have sufficed. That is a Gladius. They're ugly. I really don't like how the Gladius looks, but that might just be because I hate how it flies in standoff.
Prepare to be searched. Maintain speed and course. No contraband
and that's that, really. This is Liverpool. I didn't really resolve this collection of objects in my mind into a space station properly when I was looking at it the first couple of times. I think I'm beginning to do so now, partly because it's upside down. It doesn't really look right, but I can kind of see it. It's not very pretty either way, is it? Anyway, that is the end of the mission. This is the refinery base we're headed to, so thanks for watching. I've been Alanin, this has been Wing Commander Privateer, and I'll see you next time, when we're heading back from Liverpool to New Detroit to pick up our money.